All right, welcome everyone to our team call on July 9th. And I am coming to you from beautiful Crystal Lake in northern Michigan. It's not a very nice day. It's a little, well, it was a beautiful day, but it's a little overcast now, or I'd give you a great view of the lake. But I am so excited to be with you guys today. I am hosting the call tonight, and I am the guest tonight. So it's just me, guys. So I hope you won't be too disappointed with that. I've got some great stuff for you, though. I was going to have Audrey and James McLeod tonight, and it didn't work out for them, so they're going to join us the last Monday of the month. They're our youngest Isagenix millionaires. So I have a guest every other week for you throughout the month. So for tonight, it's me, and what I'm going to share with you are some tips and hopefully some things that will really help you guys with July's incentive. Last week we talked about June's great incentive, and we talked to several of our top tier earners, and they shared how they did it. Now we've got a brand new awesome incentive, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that and just share some things that as I was preparing for this call, I gathered for you guys. So with this incentive, I always love our team members. We're all gifted in so many different ways, right? And coming up with tracking little sheets for you is definitely not my gifting, but it's Tara Vatsky. So if you guys haven't copied this yet, it is in ISA for Wealth. And she just did this cute sheet up so you could track your 8 enrollments for those of you that are going for it. And I have already, even though I haven't enrolled them, I'm penciling in the people's names that I am feeling very optimistic that I will be enrolling this month. So definitely do that. If you haven't done that already, print off your tracker. I'm going to go through the incentive with you guys. Hopefully you all know this, and I'm not going to go over all the details. For that, you can look on Isagenix Business in the Facebook group. Details are in our ISA for Wealth group as well. But 3 new customers gets you your next month's order for free. And we were talking on a call earlier today, and they were someone was sharing that 3 new customers. I think it was Tara was sharing 3 first start for 1. So those of you that are working for this incentive, getting your first person, those of you that have team members going for this incentive, getting your first person enrolled, you need 2 more after that to hit the first tier of this. So 3 enrollments over the course of a month is not that difficult if people are sharing. So help them. And I've got a couple things up my sleeve that I get to share with you at the end of the call. These things work out. I was really disappointed when I found out last night that Audrey couldn't do tonight's call. And I thought, oh, okay, what am I gonna prepare? And so all the stars started aligning this afternoon as I was preparing for it, and I have something special I get to offer you guys at the end. So stay tuned to the end. It won't be a super, super long call tonight, but stay tuned till the end. So what we really want to do is focus people on when they're enrolling 1, watching that, guys. When you're doing your ISA Pulse, if you see one of your team members has enrolled 1, then let them know, congratulations on your enrollment. 2 more will earn you next month's products for free, up to 150 BV for free. Give them the details on that. Let them know how that will work. When they enroll 3 people, let them know, gosh, you only need 2 more, and then you can get 5 new customers and get an additional $250 in cash. And then, of course, when they get 5, sharing with them about the smart luggage when they enroll 8 people. And guys, I do this with everything. When I'm working through the rank advancements with people, I don't start off, if I get someone that's interested in the business, I'll talk all the way through the fast track to executive chart, all the way up, and I'll tell them everything that they can possibly earn. But for most people, we're talking probably 90-95% of the people you talk to when you get started, they're not wanting to be Isagenix millionaires, at least at first. They are just wanting a great product experience. So if I give them too much information too quick, I could lose them. I could overwhelm them. I could scare them into thinking, oh, they don't have time for this. So I just do baby steps. I teach them how to do you share, they share. You share, they share, repeat, so they can get to manager, and just kind of take the little increments and get them moving toward the end goal of hopefully getting everyone to that executive rank. So some of the things we want to be thinking about as we are working and really pushing towards this incentive, and as you're working with your team members, we really want to be working on our list. And I've always shared with you guys the list I use. I don't care what yours looks like, if it's a 3-ring notebook, if you have it all computerized. I know a lot of our younger people, they don't even do much with paper anymore. Everything is in Evernote or Google Docs or whatever you use. That doesn't matter. I love Eric Worre's, so I'm always, when I've got a mess on my hands, I'll print a brand new one and start over. But I love his list. So if you guys don't have this, you can just go to Eric Worre to Network Marketing Pro and download it for free. It's awesome. And always keep adding people's names to that list. Some of the names on my list are rather stale. I've been doing this for 6 years. Some of these people have gotten emails from me, phone calls from me, text messages, Facebook messages, voice texts, over and over and over again. So I realized that if I'm not constantly adding new people to this list, I'm not going to be growing my business. So constantly having to add to it daily, adding to your Facebook friends list, always looking for new people, getting out and about. I did a vendor event with my son. Here we are on vacation, and we set up at a triathlon and tried to meet some new people we're a vendor at this event, trying to meet some new people. So, sitting in a coffee shop in a new place and trying to meet people, going to exercise classes, joining networking groups, whatever it is for you. I prefer, and I probably will say this forever, I prefer networking groups and going where people are looking to network and share versus an event where people aren't looking. So like this triathlon, I would say this was definitely more of a bust for us because we were the only vendor there. We didn't know. This was a first-time event. We were the only vendor there, and people came to ride a bike, swim, kayak, bike, or I already said bike, run. So they were there for all these things. And the spectators, we had like just a couple people visit the booth. So really make good use of your time. If you're going to spend a few hours doing an event, make sure people are coming. Like if it's a health and wellness event and they're looking for better health, then that might be an event worthy of your time. Networking events are worthy of your time because everyone that goes to those events are looking to network with other people. They're looking to possibly share referrals. So be smart about the things that you sign up for. And, I'm always willing to take a chance. Now, this particular race would probably be one I wouldn't do again unless next year there were a lot more vendors and it was done a little bit differently. So you really get smart quickly when you start doing events and know what is a good use of your time and what's not. What is your daily method of operation? That's another thing you need to look at every single day. Are you doing the 3x3 matrix? I saw some people asking about that. Lori Olson posts every single Monday everyone's pay checks in ISA for Wealth. And it's so motivating for so many new people to see if they stay consistent and they keep doing the do, it gives them a big vision and outcome that they can strive for. Some people look at the big numbers and they let that deflate them. But most people look at that and they think, oh my gosh, if she could do that, I could do that. If he could do that, I could do that. It inspires most people to see that. So I saw some conversation in there and people were asking, my son had his best month last month and I saw some people asking him questions. And he said he does his matrix every single day. He's gotten himself a daily method of operation that's non-negotiable, even on vacation. I caught him up this morning out on the deck and there he was on his computer. He loves to start his day off with Transform You. He's doing that program with us now, always in some type of a program for personal development. But every single day he has those non-negotiables, contacting people, following up with people, adding people to his list, making appointments. So whatever it is for you guys, you have to have a daily method of operation. And if it's not working for you, how can you change it? How can you make adjustments? It might be that you need to make more than 3 contacts a day. I was just listening to a fabulous call. You guys may have seen this. I just reposted it in ISA for Wealth. It was Kathy Coover interviewing Trudy Maples in Isagenix Business, and they were talking about the new associate checklist. And it was really awesome. And Kathy shared how she used that to drive her 3 businesses that she was so successful in. So I shared that again with you guys in there because I thought that might be a great refresher for you. But she asked Trudy, how many people have you enrolled? And Trudy said 580 people. And then Kathy said, and how many of those people are driving your business? She said 14. 14. So when you look at your business, and if you're disappointed with your numbers and where you're at, look at Trudy. She's been here a little less than me. So I've been here 6 years. I've probably enrolled around 300, a little bit more than that by now, maybe 325. And she has enrolled 580 people to find 14 driving her business to bring her this crazy success she's having now. That's a lot of conversations. That's a lot of consistency. That's a lot of daily method of operations that she is doing non-negotiably every single day. Taking those bad days, those no's, not letting them alter her day, still getting up and making these calls, doing events, doing launch parties, sip and samples, whatever you call them, but they're just non-negotiables. And that's how she's been so successful. So, we really, when we tell you it's a numbers game, it really is. We're just not talking to enough people. Does that make sense? Yeah, I see a few heads nodding. All right. And appointments. So adding to your list every day, working on that list, growing that list. What is your daily method of operation? And how many appointments are on your calendar? I look at my week on Sundays and I map out my week and I know who I've got scheduled appointments with. And if it looks bleak to me, then that is what I do on Mondays in between my busy Monday calls, because I've got morning calls and then I've got evening calls. I am working on securing some appointments in my calendar, because I know if I've got scheduled calls with people, follow-up calls, maybe it's prospecting calls, whatever it may be, coaching calls, if I've got scheduled appointments with people, I will be able to see progress in my business. And at the end of the day, that is what success is all about, progress. If we're progressing, we are making progress. We are finding success that way. If we're stalled, we really need to look at our calendar. Eric Worre always says when he coaches people and people spend a lot of money for him to privately coach them, the first thing he does is have them open up their calendars, and he can see right away where they need to work if their calendar is not filled with appointments. So what do appointments look like for you? It could be simply phone calls. A lot of you have part-time or full-time jobs. So for you, it just might mean some phone calls in the evening. It might be after dinner or after getting kids settled, whatever that may be, after working out, whatever that is for you, finding that secure block of time where you're able to get on the phone or do belly to bellies or get on a Zoom, whatever that looks like for you, but having specific appointments. For me, I also like to do sip and samples. We've been doing sweat and samples. They've been a huge success with my local crew. We've got a lot of fitness people locally, so that's been a huge driver for us recently. I was at a great Super Saturday in Michigan, and one of the ladies that spoke on Sip and Samples, I think I shared this with you guys, she is all about making it a party. So they do wine and wellness nights, or they'll just do different things, making it fun, making it a party, so that, of course, they're talking about products. People are coming to learn about Isagenix, but they're coming for the party experience. So it's summertime. Do you have a pool that you can, community pool? Do you have a pool? Can you do something outside that might be fun in a park? Be creative, come up with some great ideas on how you can have a party atmosphere, yet share about Isagenix. Testimonials are so huge at the live events. I can't tell you, for me, building my business in the beginning, it was really, I would have someone have a great product experience, and then I would ask them, could they share their product testimony with the group? It was a great thing for many reasons. One, the people that came were hearing from someone other than me. If it's just me talking all the time, it's not near as productive as it is if I've got Val sharing her story and Jen sharing her story and Sarah sharing her story, because the people in the room can relate to maybe Val's story better than mine, or maybe Sarah's story. So testimonials are huge. And you can do that in this environment too. So if you're doing Facebook events, you'll see when we do our Facebook events for the team, we always have testimonies. When we do the Zoom meetings, always have testimonies. So just look at your calendar and see where's there some room for improvement with scheduled appointments, sip and samples, sweat and samples. What can you do to get more scheduled time to be in front of prospects, sharing your story, sharing other stories to move your business forward? All right, couple of things that I get to share with you. Number one, after I post the recorded call that we're doing here tonight, I'm also going to share a very quick video in the comments. It's about 3 minutes long. Those of you that know Becca Johnson, she is a beautiful, I think she's an 8-star. She is awesome, a millionaire, Becca and Ryan Johnson. There's been a success story done on her. She has spoken and trained on stage. She does this 3-minute video with corporate, and I'm going to post the video link. And this is going to go for you, but for all of your teams. So for those of you that have team pages, you can share this. I will be, of course, putting this in ISA for Wealth for the whole entire team. So this is going to be something that can help us through Sunday. They still do corporate calls on Wednesday night. Some will have codes, some don't. They're promising nothing as far as that goes. I got a phone call, or not a phone call, a message today asking me to do the call Wednesday night, so I'll be doing that with Cal. Here's the caveat. They're not offering a code on Wednesday night's call, but what Kristen told me is if I share this video with you guys, what you're going to do is watch it. When you have a prospect, you can email, and they give you the email address to email to get a free enrollment code. So basically, we will be able to have free enrollment through Sunday, and you're going to be able to watch this video yourself to get a code. You're going to email a specific address, so it's going to go through your region. So a lot of us are in different regions, and that's fine. When you email this code, they'll email you back when you email this address, they'll email you back with a free enrollment code. Then the other thing that you guys can use is Wednesday night, I'll be doing an opportunity meeting. So that's where you can drive some prospects. So if you've got people that you're working with, as soon as if they do a flyer, I will share it with you guys. You're more than welcome to share it, come up with your own, whatever. But I'll be doing it with Cal from corporate. It'll be a 30-minute opportunity call. And we're not announcing free enrollment, but you guys will still have access to the code. So anyone that you drive to that call, you can private message them. Do not put this on Facebook, but private message them and let them know if they come to the opportunity call, you'll be able to provide them with a free enrollment code. Sound good? Any questions? Any questions? No? Type them in the chat box, guys, if you have any. I did see someone posted, does anyone have a sheet they like to use for the 3x3 matrix? So I know we have some in the files in ISA for Wealth, Autumn, but if anyone has anything else you'd like to share with Autumn, that would be great. Is that for more than one person? Yes, Annabelle. So from now till Sunday, if you hopefully you guys were working on 8 enrollments, go for it. Get them all this week. I mean, absolutely. Drive people to the opportunity call Wednesday night. And then as you get each one, then you will message. Don't do it all at one time and bombard corporate. When you legitimately have an enrollment form filled out, you're ready to enroll someone, then make sure you email and follow the directions. I'll post the video after. All right. The other thing I want to remind you guys and share with you is, and I will repost about this, but I'm doing my own incentive for the team just to kind of coordinate with this luggage. One of my friends I heard share this idea and I loved it, so I decided to do it myself. For everyone that does enroll 8 and earns the free products, the $250, and then the smart luggage, which I know I am super fired up about that smart luggage myself. I'm going to put everyone's names in a drawing, and I'm going to buy a travel kit to put inside of that. So for the guys, it'll be like a DOP kit, and for the girls, it'll be like a travel kit to put all your toiletries in to go with your bag. So I just wanted to do something a little bit extra for anyone that is actually working hard and going for that 8 enrollments this month. So we've got that to look forward to as well. All right, so the last things I want to share with you guys is enrolling. Enrolling people is really step number 1. And we were on a call, a few of us today were lucky enough to be on a call that Kathy Savage led. And they were talking about how enrolling is obviously key to our business, but really growing leaders and getting people to eat for free. And then if their goals are bigger than that, to earn money, earning $500 a month can really change a person's life. It can change a family's life. So enrolling people is step one. So what we really want to be constantly doing is working on the next step. We really need to take the enrollment and get them to the, eat for free club, as my friend Trudy always likes to say. They call it the eat for free club. So for us, it would be getting that person to want to get their products free. Of course, we always talk about the IsaBody Challenge, but teaching them out of the gates about referral rewards. And don't be afraid to do that. I think that's something that a lot of people are afraid to talk about because they are afraid if they say the word, anything that sounds like business, people are going to run. But guys, the bottom line is I don't know too many people who don't want their products for free. I really don't. When I say to them, I explain the loyalty reward programs, and then I'll say to them, and you know what, Kelly, when you start to have results from this program and people start to notice, Isagenix has these generous referral rewards. And what they do is they reward you for your referral. So when people ask, let me know, and I'll hop on a 3-way phone call with you, or we can do a Zoom like this, and I will give them all the information they need, answer their questions, and help, because I know you're brand new and you may not know all the answers to their questions. So I'll help you with that. I'll walk you through that process, but I would really love to see you getting referral rewards so you can eat for free. How does that sound? I have said that hundreds of times, and I've never had someone say to me, that sounds like crap. I'm not interested at all. No one's ever said that. Everyone says, yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to have free products. So I do it all the time, guys. I just did a call for a chiropractor. He had a referral during the day, and he sent me a message and asked me if I'd hop on the call with her. Got on the phone call with her. She'd been using Herbalife for 3 years, her and some people in her office, not seeing the results that they'd like to. After 3 years, they've been using these products all together. So I was really calling to find out about, just to talk products with her, but I mentioned the IsaBody Challenge, and I mentioned referral rewards, and the next thing you know, she is interested in taking all of those, there's 4 of them in their office, and transferring them to Isagenix. That'll be an instant consultant, guys. It could be, halfway to manager, because I wasn't afraid to share. And none of that, when I say that to you, does that sound scary or does that sound comfortable? Tell me if it sounds scary. No. It sounds comfortable, doesn't it? And I'm not saying, will you join my business? Will you be an Isagenix millionaire? Will you work this business 40 hours a week with me? I'm not saying any of those things. I'm saying that we have generous referral rewards, and I would love to see you get your products paid for. How does that sound? And everyone says, oh, that sounds great. I could really benefit from having the products paid for. So don't be afraid to share that. And then the last thing, I'm going to share with you guys my screen for just a quick second here. And I want to show you, you guys have seen this before. But this is something, I was sharing that you want to take them up the steps. And, I love this graph because it's like baby steps on up. But what we really want to do is get people to share with 2 people so they hit the consultant level and get that $50. And then once they do, share with them what's next, how to get to Crystal Manager. Within their time frame, they can get that $250 bonus. There's one thing that we don't talk about enough, and that is the 5-cycle bonus. Guys, that's $500. So when they hit 5 cycles after they're paid as consultant the week prior, they hit five cycles in 1 week, they'll get half of that. And the next time they cycle 5 times, they'll get the other half of it. $500. When people hit this bonus, they are so excited about it. They want to know what's next. What's next? Oh my gosh, I just earned $500, $250. What's next? Then you can talk to them about the Crystal Director bonus and then the executive bonus. And don't forget about all the special perks of executive, guys, that 10% executive match. Oh my gosh, someone just did a smiley face on that, and I have no idea how that appeared. Magic. That is really cool. So anyway, who did that? Did you do that, Ann?
I thought it was just my own.
That is so funny. I'm like, how did that just magically appear on my screen? Oh, well, that's great. That's a lot to smile about, so that's no coincidence. So just really letting people know about this, guys. So this isn't something I share with a brand new person. If I've got someone that I'm just talking about, loyalty rewards through IsaBody Challenge and referral rewards, I don't go up to 3-star. But if I've got someone that is starting to earn a little bit of money and they want to know what's next, this is something that I'll share with them. So use this. This is a great graph for you guys to use. Use this. Go in your back office office and use the rank advancement sheets. When we do our sip and samples, we always take a break at the end, and then I will hand out a hard copy of our product introductory page and our rank advancement pages so that people can take that home with them and they can see all of the bonus money that is available to them should they decide to do this as a business. All right. I'm going to stop that share. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys tonight before we close the call, and then I'll take any questions that you have, is celebration. We're about a month out from celebration. It is going to be absolutely epic. And I hope to see a ton of you guys there. I know that there are still some tickets available. And I know there's some going cheap. I think Val just got one today for $100 somewhere. So if you haven't made the commitment yet to go, guys, definitely think about it. Consider it. Get a ticket. There's people that are looking to put 3 and 4 people in a room to save money. People are getting Airbnbs to save money. Do what you need to do, but get to celebration. I cannot tell you story after story after story about how people's businesses completely changed by getting to an event or getting one of their team members to an event. You know, if you've heard my story about my son, he thought the only people that did this business were stay-at-home moms like me, you know, middle-aged women like me. When he got to an event and he saw young people and he saw men and he saw, you know, older people and he saw this huge array of all different kinds of people, it was so eye-opening to him, and it changed absolutely everything. He'd heard me for years and years talk about the power of events. He heard me for years grow my business. He watched my success, but it was not until I took him to an event that the light bulb went out for him. And that's just one story. I could spend 2 hours and ask many of you guys to share your personal stories about how events have changed your business, but don't miss this event. Get there. It might require some sacrifice. It might require an investment on your part, but I can tell you, you will not regret your investment and any sacrifice you make to get there. You will come home ready to go. We're going to be getting some new tools. We're going to be getting some great new products, some really exciting things coming out, and you can be the first ones to see it, try it, test it, buy it in the stores and all of that. So hope to see our numbers just continue to rise on how many people we're bringing with us. So I just want to see if there's any more questions, or if anyone wants to unmute and ask anything, please feel free here. I'm just going to look quick. Codes will be immediately. As soon as I'm gonna download or upload this video, as soon as I post it, you can watch the 3-minute video and request a code immediately through Sunday. After you tell the new customer about referral rewards, what do you say if he or she says, but do I have to become a coach? That's a great question. So what I do, Michelle, and you know, this is different for everyone, I don't want to ever enable people and be the coach to, I mean, I have 35,000 team members now. I can't possibly physically coach all of those people. So the goal is that if I'm working with you, Michelle, and you have a couple people, I'm going to help you pretty heavily in the beginning, but I'm going to train you to take that over. So what I do is I don't put any of it on them right at first. I don't say to them, all right, Michelle, let's do a 3-way. And right away, I'm going to teach you how to be a coach, and I'm going to teach you how to build a business, because I don't want to frighten her. I want to help her. So I will just say to her, let's get these people on the phone, and I'll ask them questions, and I will go through, I do the PK top-down script. I will do that, and that's her training. So she'll listen to me do these calls, and after a few of the calls, then I try to get her a little more involved in it. So I might say, Michelle, could you, now that you've been on the products for a couple of weeks, would you mind sharing your testimony? Try to get her a little involved in it and really work on empowering her to be able to do it without me. But letting her know that I'm here for 3-ways. Guys, I do 3-way calls still for people that have been in the business with me for a long, long time, because that third-party verification really is powerful. So I don't just cut you off after I think you're trained and you don't need me anymore. I'll still continue to help you, but you do get to the point where you get very comfortable with it, and then you start doing 3-ways for your people, and you don't need me so much anymore. And maybe you just need me if, you know, you're doing a business call and you've got someone that you want me to share my testimony with or something like that. But I really work on empowering them, modeling to them that behavior of what am I saying, that I simply read a script. I make it very simple and duplicatable so that they look at me and they're like, oh, okay, that's not too scary. I can do this. She just read a script, and then it makes it more duplicatable. So hopefully I answered your question there. All right, I'm going to post the video link from Kristen under this video link in ISA for Wealth. So as soon as we get off, I'm uploading the video to ISA for Wealth, and the very first comment will be the link to the video that I'm going to share with you guys. All right, guys. Any other questions before we close for the night?
Hi, it's Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, so this isn't really a question for me, but maybe for everybody. So, you know, when you talked in the beginning about filling your calendar, if your calendar's empty, it's not a good thing. So what if you don't have any leads and you have no one to fill your calendar with? Sorry, I'm playing with my dogs. Where do you suggest people, you know, what are some suggestions?
Do you have any?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
I do.
Yeah.
So for me, I have been going to different yoga classes that are sort of pickup yoga classes, and it's kind of cool because I get to meet new people instead of joining like a studio. But there's lots of classes here and there, and I'm really enjoying yoga. So meeting some new people like that. And actually, the other thing I'm doing is really going through all my old people. So since I've been at this for a while, that's not really a great thing. I'm trying to help new people here. But, you know, so I'll just go back to people that were customers at one time. Maybe they've dropped off for whatever reason and they're back at it again. But I actually find that I re-enroll people that have dropped off. It's staggering how many. Really? Are you frozen?
You're good.
Oh, okay. You looked frozen to me.
Yeah, I was for a second there. Yeah, that's great advice. And for a brand new person, I mean, I remember what I did when I got started. Now, I did have experience, but a lot of the people that are brand new, what I'll just have them do is what Eric Worre teaches. You know, just start making a list of everyone you know. And, you know, even though we heard from Jay Bennett, and I'm still cracking up, my husband and I still crack up every time we talk about his call. And when I asked him about family, and he said, none of my family, like as successful as he is, none of his family have done Isagenix. Like that was mind blowing to me, because you would think that eventually they would have seen the light after he saw such great success. But anyway, writing your family members' names down, writing friends, and then they jog other names. So, you know, I might put a family member's name down, and that family member may never, ever do this with me. But when I put their name down, then it jogs my memory on 10 other people that they know that could be interested. So, you know, I don't ever buy into, I don't know anyone, I don't have any friends. Like, I just really work with people and say, all right, let's think about this. Do you have children? All right, do they have friends that maybe you know some of the parents? Maybe you sit with them at ball games. And I just start asking questions to jog their memory. The memory jogger that Eric Worre that I'm talking about, he gives a ton of ideas of you know, ways to jog your memory, to put people's names in here, specific family members, people in your address book, your Christmas card list. You know, he just gives you a ton of ideas here. So for people that are brand new, really needing to work on their list, definitely go to Eric Worre, get the memory jogger, print this baby off. It will really help you create your initial list, and then know you just need to keep adding to that list. And yes, for those of you that have been around for a while, you know, go back to your people that you've enrolled. And I have re-enrolled people up to 4 times. I've had people that have re-enrolled 4 times because their accounts have been terminated. They've gone off the program for whatever reason, and they've come back and back and back again. So I never give up on people. Another thing Jay Bennett said that was super powerful for me, and I've said it a million times since this call, is believe in everyone, depend on no one. So I never give up on people. I believe in everyone. I don't freak out about one person because I don't believe one person's going to make or break my business, but I believe in everyone and I don't give up on them. So every time there's a special, I'll follow back around with them and see if maybe this time the timing is right for them and they're ready to go, or they're ready to come back once and for all. I have someone that's back now for the 4th time, and I finally heard that fire in her belly that I know there's going to be no stopping her and she's going to master this program. But it took a lot of starts and stops and a lot of failures for her to get to this point. But I never gave up on her. So that's why our consistent behavior, our consistency is so huge, because people are watching you when you think no one is. We joke, Val and I joke a lot, like she'll post a picture of where we live, we're next door neighbors, and she'll get all these likes and comments, and then she'll post something Isagenix related, and it'll be crickets. And we laugh, but the funny thing is people are still watching. Even when they're not commenting and they're not liking, they are watching everything that we are doing. So our consistency is absolutely key to our success.
Hey, Cindy.
Yes.
I know that probably a majority of the people on this call, this is probably a no-brainer, but when you're making that list, I know a lot of people are like, so what do I do with this list? I just like call people and start talking to them. But I can't, sometimes when people are struggling, or even if they're not, I just start looking at people's pages and look and see how many Facebook friends they have or Instagram followers. And there's still too many people that are really not digging to find any more. Their audience is so small. It's so small. When I see that I have 150 mutual friends and the total is 300 or 400, that is the answer right there on why you're only talking to a few people.
Yeah.
And of those people, how many are interested? And of those people, how many people are seeing your posts? So I know that doesn't go for all of you. I know a lot of you are really good at really expanding your network on social media. And we have to work outside social media too. But don't forget, when you make those new connections out and about, you got to bring them into your world on social media. That's how it's worked best for me, is when I start making a relationship. So I don't have to sit there, you don't have to sit there and think, how am I going to talk about Isagenix? If you just kind of bring them into your world and just be normal to them when you meet them. And then if you can connect with them on social media and continue that friendship, they'll figure out what you're doing. And if that's something they're interested in, they might ask you about it. If you really them, like, I can't reiterate that enough. When I sometimes I feel bad because I feel like people, I'm not doing enough, but then I go and realize they're not doing enough. They're not expanding their network, and they're not really speaking very loudly on social media.
Yeah.
When I say loudly, I mean like transparently, So
yeah.
Anyway,
That's a great
point. It's a no-brainer, but it's just not done too much, and I think people realize how much easier it could be.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so true. And that is something that I do look at when people are saying, gosh, I'm not getting anyone to respond to my Facebook post. I thought I had such a great power post on Sunday night, and no one commented or anything. And then that's something that we do need to look at. How many friends do you have? How many people are following your post? It might be time to really expand that list. We can't possibly have enough friends. And I feel like this legitimately with friendships. There's never, I'm never going to have enough friends. I always want to be adding to my friends list, not even with Isagenix, just in general. So with Isagenix, when you're having a business like this, it's so important that you have a big network. So if you're new and you don't, that's just something that you focus on. Don't feel bad about where you're at. Just strive for making new friends and growing that network and building that, because the bigger your network, I told you how many people Trudy Maples enrolled. Now think about how many people she talked to. She enrolled 580. She's had thousands of conversations to get 580 people to enroll, to get 14 people to drive her business. So keep that in mind. So that means she's got a lot of people following her on social media, and that is really working for her. Great point. All right, any other questions? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. So next week's call is going to be great. I have a guy named Roy Hall. He's a former Ohio State Buckeye football player. He turned pro. He was a professional player till he had a career-ending injury. Great, great man. He did a Super Saturday for us. I brought him to New Year's kickoff, and still working on partnering with him and getting him into Isagenix. But he is just a really great, great guy, and he will have you totally fired up next Monday night. So I'm just warning you, come to the call with Ionix Supreme to calm you down so that you'll be able to go to bed afterwards. I'm just warning you. And that will be a call that we may end up going the full hour, so plan for it. He is a talker. I had him speak at my Super Saturday, and I think he went over by like 20 minutes. And it was hysterical because it knocked off the whole day, but everyone loved him. They would have let him go on for 5 hours over. They loved him so much. So I'm so excited to be able to share him with all of you guys next Monday. So we'll see you next week. Guys, I will post the information for the free enrollment codes. Let's make this a fabulous enrolling week. I would love to see tons of you guys getting free products, cash, and luggage for those of you that really want that as well. So if you need anything, just shout out. And thank you guys. Have a great night.